Hey, what's up, everybody? Ronnie Mongold here. I'm an evangelist pastor. In other words, what that means is I'm someone who's passionate about preaching the gospel and passionate about equipping other people to do the exact same thing, which is, of course, preach the gospel. I'm just sitting here at my computer. I guess you could say late at night by myself. I've been spending some one-on-one time with God. My kids are in bed. My wife is in bed, and as I'm sitting here, I have this. Thought or concept that keeps going through my head on a loop, I guess you could say. And it has to do with a few weeks ago how a couple came to me and my wife seeking counsel and everything. And as you can imagine, like any other married couple, they were going through some conflict in their marriage and they just were seeking some guidance and, like I said, some counsel and care. Um, and within counseling that couple, this concept or grand analogy, if you will, just came to my mind. And what it has to do with is how married couples, when they come together, right, that the man and the woman bring with them two different sets of family life, two different sets of norms, two different sets of expectations. And you see, with these two different sets of aspects come together, what happens is they cause conflict, as you can imagine. And unfortunately, a lot of married couples in the early stages of marriage, when they come in contact with this conflict, instead of doing what they have to address it, they feel as if they could just get by with just leaving it unaddressed and say, it's not causing any problems, it's not going to end our marriage, love is all we need and we'll get by. And what happens is, as you can imagine, is little problems later on become big problems. And within pondering that whole grand concept, it kind of reminds me of a car. I don't know about you, but me, when it comes to cars, the last thing I want to do is have to stop driving and using that car every day to do the things that I know I need to do to keep up the maintenance, like oil changes and stuff like that. Now, I'm just being honest. I don't know about you, but that's just how I am. I cannot stand the tedious task of taking care of a car, even though I love to drive. But that's how a lot of us, I think, are. And what happens is, instead of doing that oil change, what happens is later on, that oil change, which was a simple thing to fix, it was easy, becomes a hard thing to fix and becomes a bigger problem. And then what happens is when that thing that we could have fixed a long time ago, when it was easier to fix, becomes a bigger problem, we look at that problem and we're overwhelmed by it and we don't know what to do. We don't know how to fix it. And usually when it comes to cars, if you don't change your oil, it usually causes some serious big problems. Some problems that are very expensive and hard to fix, like replacing your motor. And I know that because I've had to do it, and I'm not just talking. Here I'm talking from experience. I've been there. I've had to change a motor in a car because I just neglected to do the oil change when I was supposed to. But anyway, my point is that when we fail to fix the little problem when they were seem small, later on they become a big problem and we just don't know what to do about it. So what we end up doing when it comes to cars is we say, well, I can't fix it. It costs too much. It's not worth the time because it's old anyway. And I'd rather have something new. And we do all this justification, right? And I'm just going to leave it for a new car. I'm just going to go get a new car. So you basically, I guess you could say, leave the car sitting on the side of the road because you got a shot engine and you don't know how to fix it and you just don't know where to go to next. So you just opt out to get a new car. Or in another scenario, what you do is, for you people like me that can't necessarily afford to go out and buy a new car, then you decide, that's the moment you decide to ask for help, is when you got the big problem. That's when you start seeking help. Your engine's shot and you're like, oh, you know what? I need help. So you call a mechanic and they come and they try to help you and stuff, and it costs you more than what it ever would have cost you in the very beginning. Like, you know what I'm saying? And what happens is people in marriages and do the same thing, right? They fail to address these problems in the beginning of their marriage that seem small, seem mundane, seem like they're not going to cause any divorce or anything like that. And then later on, they become a problem, and that's when they decide to call on someone to help, and it costs more. Or they go the other route and they say, you know what? I'm just going to leave this marriage and go get a new one. Just like someone would leave that car and go get a new one, thinking that that's going to fix the problem. Sad reality is we know that that doesn't fix the problem. There's a good chance you're going to do the same thing with that new car or that new marriage as you did with the car that you left sitting on the side of the road, or the marriage or spouse that you left sitting on the side of the road for that new one. And you see, so what you do is you carry the same irresponsibility and these same issues into the new car or the new marriage. But here's the cool thing, right? I know how expensive it is to replace a motor in a car. I know how much hard work it is to replace a motor in a new car. I've been there, like I said. I know. But here's the cool thing, and as much as it costs to fix and put a new motor in a car, to fix your life, to fix your marriage, and to get things right the way they need to be, it doesn't cost you anything. Because Jesus Christ already paid that price. And just like that mechanic that's always at that garage waiting for you to bring that car to get it fixed, or to get that oil change, or to get those maintenance things done, Jesus Christ is always there. He's always waiting for you to bring the things to him. Because he says that he has the power and the abilities to address them in a way that you just can't. So it doesn't matter if you're at the beginning of your marriage or within your life and you're dealing with small conflicts that seem mundane. I want to challenge you not to put them on the back burner, and to let this be the moment that you say, you know what, I'm going to use my free will to seek the help that I need in Jesus Christ. And maybe you're years down the road and you didn't address those small problems in the beginning, and now they're big problems, and you're even contemplating leaving it and trying it out again with a new one. I just want to challenge you to not give up, because Jesus Christ says no matter how much you got to do to get things right, you don't have to lean on your own ability to do so. Granted, you do need to use your free will, but the Lord says that he can do things that you just can't. He tells us this over and over again in his word in so many different places. This concept is taught to us over and over again. So I want to challenge you that even though you think that it's over, it's not over. Just like that car that you contemplate sitting on the side of the road has the hope of being fixed, so does your marriage. I just want to challenge you to reach out, to call out to him and get the help that you need, and to allow him to come in and be the center of your marriage and the center of your life. Again, my name is Ronnie Mongold. I love you. I know I'm not going to know everybody who watches this video, but I do indeed hope that it encourages you. I hope it inspires you. Again, love you. Bye.